Okay, so we need some content to display underneath our header. And the idea of this, it's going to have an information panel in the left-hand side and a menu of different options to choose from. So a user can see the user's photos, they can see who they're following or being followed by, and which activities they are attending. So that's the idea of what we're going to do. And we'll go back to VS Code and we'll create a new file and we'll call it profile content.tsx. And what we'll do for this, we'll once again import React from React. And we'll say export default function. And we'll say profile content. And what we'll do here is we're going to create some panes, some tab panes. And this is going to allow us to create a menu on the right hand side and the content on the left hand side of what's inside these panes. So we'll create an array and we'll open curly brackets and we'll specify menu item. And then we give our menu item a title. And then we can say what we want to render when this is clicked on. So what we'll do is we'll just add the function and we'll say that we want to render a tab pane. And inside this tab pane, we'll just specify about content. And then we'll add a comma and just copy this down 4 more times. And the next menu item will specify photos. The third will say events, as in which events is the user attending. And then we'll have followers and following. And just so that we can see the changes, we'll also add the content and just say photos content, events content, and we'll say followers content and following content. And then below this array, what we'll do is we'll return. And then we use the tab that we get from Semantic UI. And we can make this self-closing. And then we'll just give this some properties. So we want a menu for this, and this takes an object with some properties that we can pass to it. So we want to make it fluid, so we'll say fluid is true and vertical is true. And then we can give the menu a position, and we want this to the right of our component. And then we pass in the panes and set this equal to the panes array that we created above. And then all we need to do is go to our profile page and we're just going to add our profile content components underneath our header. And if we go take a look, we can see the effects this gives us. We've got our menu on the right hand side with our different options, and we can see the content that we're going to display on the left hand side, and we can click through this and the functionality is already there for us to make use of it. So nice and easy to get some reasonable styling and functionality using Semantic UI in this case. And what we'll do next is take a look at getting the profile data from our API so we can populate whichever user we're viewing in our component.